Hey, welcome everybody. This is Coach Jordan speaking, and the topic I'm going to discuss today is cheat meals versus off-plan meals, and what is the difference psychologically, perhaps physically as well. So, very common thing in the fitness industry and those that are kind of involved in the fitness space or take part in any sort of physical activity is the inclusion, and I'm sure you can see it all over Instagram. People like Dwayne Johnson who uploads his weekly cheat meal, and again, that becomes then a connotation in those who take part in physical exercise. They kind of indulge once a week in what they would refer to as a cheat meal, and the not the problem, but the negative emotions that can come along with this. And you can check out a post I did on my Instagram, which is at Jopo619, and that is the negative emotions that come along with referring to eating higher calorie or off-plan foods as a cheat meal. So why would we perhaps not call it a cheat meal? Well, the kind of negativeness is already in the title. If you're describing a meal as cheating, therefore kind of similar to, cheating on a partner, maybe you're describing this setting and this moment as something negative, when in reality you're just eating something that you wouldn't perhaps normally include in your daily eating plan. So, for example, myself, and I'm sure all the SLS family and members will know that I love Ben and Jerry's. I enjoy eating Ben and Jerry's once a week, especially in the off season when I'm less focused on being completely strict and trying to get absolutely shredded. I like to indulge in a Ben and Jerry's once a week with some cookies, and it's in the past, I would have definitely looked at this as a cheat meal and planned for it. I would have built it up to be this grand prestigious thing that I would do at the end of the week. I'd massively restrict in order to kind of bank calories for it. I'd over-exercise that day. Again, this creating more negative emotions around the event. And then during the actual kind of off-plan meal, which I would refer to as a cheat at the time, I would go massively overboard, eat beyond what my hunger levels actually were. So I'd eat past natural satiety, which is not great for hunger signaling. Can't get my words up. Not great for hunger signaling and things like that. So the difference is now is I just have an off-plan meal. I've stopped kind of planning it as well, which definitely helps. It's more of a spontaneous thing that I'm allowing myself to have the flexibility to eat off plan when I would like to. Obviously, I keep it within reason. I try not to do it more than once a week, or twice a week, I think is acceptable, especially if you're not going overboard and binging. Like if I finish all my food for the day and I'm like, you know what, I'd really like a tub of ice cream. I'll have a tub of ice cream, because if I'm kind of hungry, I'm just like, I really fancy that. Again, I'm in my off season. I'm just kind of maintaining right now. So it's important for me to kind of build that better relationship with food. And that's the thing you've got to try and do. The biggest challenge of eating off plan is actually eating to hunger and controlling your emotions in the moment, because it's very easy, especially if you are someone who takes part in regular physical activity, it's very easy for you to go overboard and kind of fall into a binge cycle. So what I would say is, when you do have an off-plan meal, let it be spontaneous is the kind of number one thing I would recommend. Let it be a spontaneous event that just occurs when you want to do it. If you have a partner or any other family member's birthday coming up, and you're going out to a restaurant, obviously not right now because it's locked down, but you're going out to a restaurant or you're ordering a takeaway, allow yourself to kind of eat what you fancy. Doesn't mean you have to go for the most unhealthiest food on the menu. Just eat something you fancy. If you genuinely like eating chicken and vegetables and you fancy chicken and vegetables that evening, do it, but just don't track it. It's still an off-plan meal just because it's not high calorie. Just enjoy it for what it is. And then if you're like, okay, I actually would like some cookies and some ice cream after. So have some cookies and ice cream. Eat until you're full up. As soon as you're full, you put them away, and then you're back on track, kind of your next meal or the next day, depending on kind of what time of the day it takes place. So that would be kind of my two tips is don't allow yourself to fall into this all or nothing mindset when you're eating higher palatable and higher calorie foods that you wouldn't normally include in your day-to-day diet. If you're somebody who follows flexible dieting, again, an approach that I'm not a massive fan of, but a lot of people do it. If you're somebody who follows flexible dieting, obviously you will probably likely be including higher calorie, higher palatable foods in your day-to-day anyway. But then that can also create this mindset that when you get to this off-plan cheat meal, again, try not to call it a cheat meal. When you get to this off-plan meal, you kind of fall into that all or nothing. Oh, I'm going to eat as much as I can because this is the only opportunity I can have to eat it. That is not the case. You just simply enjoy foods to hunger, and you don't allow yourself to go into that, again, all or nothing mindset, which will increase kind of stress, which will cause water retention, which will cause the scales to go up. Again, just live in the moment, make it spontaneous, eat to hunger, and eat what you fancy. Don't worry about calories. Don't worry about protein. Just enjoy the meal for what it is, and that is just that it's food. I hope that helps. This has been Coach Jordan of SLS, and that was the cheat meal versus off-plan meal kind of ramble. So have a great day, people. See ya.